Then what happened is after Trudeau, he opened the door of the hall when the lady said there's two yellow vests, and he wasn't just talking. So on the just the back row, so the first one you see in the hallway, there was two women yellow vests, kind of square a bit and short, kind of square shoulders, and I see the yellow vest at the back, like construction, and he goes, and I see Trudeau. He goes and he tapped one of them, and they turn to him like this, still seated, and then I saw it from a little distance, the beginning of the hall, a few meters, maybe 5, 6, and I was like, man, if it could have been me in one of his position cabinet, I was like almost almost envious to the point that I could do so much greater things, for the people, for the mass. So I had this feeling, and then it kind of disappeared, the background, and me and Trudeau, immediately I told him, I went close to him, and I told him, not disappear, but it just kind of fade. Immediately it cut to, I was talking almost in his ears now, and he was very approachable, as I guess this yellow vest thing is gonna prove myself to him, that it comes from God. And I told him, also, I hope, and I told him, don't be afraid of Freemasons. And he says to me with a smirk, like stepping like side, and he's like, like a friend will do. And he says, while he says, you should see when they came to see me. And when he said that, I could see like almost one guy, kind of dressed classic, come to see him, kind of type of, you would say, like they do the typical stuff. And then it cuts to the end part. I was in an apartment, and I felt like somebody came through my garage, kind of. I have this big garage, there's no car, and I don't like that. So I go get the shotgun. I go get a gun, and I go get a gun, and I felt like there was somebody that entered into my house. And as I go out from the garage, after getting the shotgun, I don't see another house. It's very, very like, I have a kind of big land. There's a road, and I take the shotgun and I shoot it. I think only once in the air, as to show my displeasable, my I'm being angry of that, and there's just a pigeon going down there. But anyways, up the tree very high. It's weird, and on a branch, and then I do this. And as I do this, I don't know if one guy was on the road or not, but then I'm like, oh, I'm in trouble. And I go, not really, I'm in trouble. I didn't say that, but that's how I felt. So I go back to the house, and to go back from the back of the house and hide the shotgun. As I go, there's one guy who was going fishing. He sees me, and I'm like, oh, this guy might rat me, might tell them. And as I go, there's two guys coming, kind of authority, the law, they kind of coming. They chase me down. I go from the back of the house to hide the shotgun, so I get clear, right? Because I shot in the air, and I go and I hide. There's a kind of a mountain. I'm here in BC, anyways, and I go up, and then there's from the grass there's start to get snow. So I'm like, I'm gonna hide in the snow. They were getting closer, and I hide it in the snow. Then I step a bit, one step back to kind of hide where I hide, and I pushed it, and then they come because they were getting close. And there was called one short guy, kind of typical one short guy, and one taller, skinny, and one short. The typical they would do in the movie, like Harold or Home Alone, and those typical. And I knew that the shorter guy was the mole on the kind of, I wouldn't say, more on the bad side, and the second thought guy was the tall skinny guy. And so I hide it, but they, when I was running with it, they saw it. So it's like, we saw it, because battery and storage problems. That's what happens when you get no place and no money. But well, I let my anger go. Now in that vision about Trudeau and this message to him. Now I told him don't be afraid of Freemasons. I said that, and he should know when they came to see me. And then okay, then there was the hiding of the shotgun, and then the shorter guy. They like. After they say, oh, we saw it, they talk to me and I don't have it. I don't know if I played it dumb, and then I go, I shouldn't say that, but I'm like, no, I don't have it. And then they like, okay, we'll search there, and me, I go. And I see them, then I just go, I go up north, and then just keep the mountain, and then both see look at themselves, and they're like with their hands, because they're gonna have to pluck it in the snow to look for the shotgun. And the shorter guy, more down towards the city or the ground of the south, he goes. I see him, and the taller shorter guy, which was just a few meters up, he looks there uh, around where I hide it, and both search. And as the shorter guy see first, he search and he's plugging, and he's like, and he pulls something. God is funny, but it means something. And he pulls a little screwdriver, just the mini ones you would buy $1. He's like, but yeah, I see him on the side. He's like, and he thinks to me at the guy on Malone, Joe Pesci, and he's big, so he's like, and I see him like say, and he goes, and he dropped, and he plucks a second time, and at that time, uh, did he found it again? Yeah, actually, I believe not the first where I put it, but where I was the first guy, and he pulls the gun and the shotgun. Actually, it's the same, and he finds it, and he's all like kind of happy and forgets about everything. But the taller guy on more north, he's like, look, he's calling him, and the guy's like, oh, I found the kind of shotgun. He's still on the floor almost, and but he's calling him, and he's insisting staying where he is, and the guy comes to see, and they both like it's like a treasure, but I don't see it, but I see their face, and their treasure, it's like a treasure open, just like a scene, if you guys saw Pulp Fiction 666, and it opens, and you don't see what's inside, but you can see that there's a lot. And I heard 500 million. I also heard a treasure, and I heard one. I think somebody said, or the voice is at 500 million. And I think that represents my style of painting before, and I shouldn't say, I don't know, but at this point I don't care. But it is what it is. So bless you all, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, and oh yeah, actually to message. When I say to Trudeau, when I say don't be scared of Freemasons, and he said you shouldn't see when they came to see me, and we can think about those two cops. Maybe one was more Freemason, but and the treasure, because they like to steal, so to speak, right? But and the yellow vest, they might control, just like revolution. But why I told him after this, I said go see Trump. So that was even one in my video yesterday, to go along with him, because Trump trying to make peace here with the 1900 last novel, and he took it seriously, and it is the end time. God is helping left and right. Call it new age novel, call it there's some truth in it. If you have given yourself to a religion, the devil cannot create, he can only copy and mimic. It is true in the end times, and Trudeau, it's about 5 years that I saw in that vision that I made message to Donald Trump. So go see him, and work with him, it means, right? So I said go see him, and that was it. And then it switched to the shotgun, that place. All right. God bless you, especially to go on the Son, Holy Spirit. Don't be scared.